Hello there, listener. You're listening to the NeverFap Deluxe Daily. My name is Julius Reed, and here is our theme tune. Boo, boo! That was a lame intro. Sometimes, Julie, joy is weird. Sometimes he's not cool, and that's fine. Sometimes he's not cool, but most of the time he's cool. I reckon there's a good 95% of the time he's smashing it. He's kicking goals. He's destroying children. He's doing all sorts of things that the law would not find legal. Illegal. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just have to make it weird, and I don't know why. It's just I think it's funny, but then it's it's actually just weird, and it's if you take it out of context, it's just weird. But that's okay, because, what about the checkup? The checkup! The checkup, where Daddy Dr. Reed checks up on you, checking up, seeing how you're doing. This is kind of like an informal one-on-one, as if I was your therapist. I'm oh, what are you wearing? Stuff like that. Obviously, it's inappropriate sexual relationship with a therapist, but I'm a proper therapist without the credentials or without being a therapist. But how are you doing? Obviously, as a therapist, I'd lie you down on the couch, maybe, sunbathe you, that kind of thing. Maybe you pay me extra, how much extra is it, with mouth and stuff. And obviously you got to pay for that because, sexual favors cost money. How are you doing? Hopefully you haven't been stressed. Hopefully you've been vibrant mentally as well as physically. And the only way you're going to do that is by meditating daily. Meditation is what's going to help you keep on track with your mind so you can maintain mental balance. And exercise, obviously, also very important as well. Exercise, people think it's overrated. I think not. I mean, everyone wants to be ripped like Arnie. That's what it's about. And if you're not ripped like Arnie, well, the kids are going to make fun of you at school. Like I was made fun of. It's just traumatic. So remain calm. If you're not calm, you're not effective. That's how I describe it. And remain aware. So if you're aware, then it means you're aware of your behaviors. You're aware of what you can change. You're aware of the problems in your life. And when you have that kind of insight, well, change becomes easy. It's no longer an uphill battle. It's very much okay, what can I do today? Well, I know exactly what I can do. Bam, bam, bam. And thank you, ma'am. So that's very much how it works. And what are you going to do differently tomorrow or today? Are you going to, how do you want to improve as a person? Maybe you want to focus on self-improvement. One thing that you can do differently that, maybe you haven't been doing in the past, but is to put your mental health first, to absolutely put it first, front and center. It's in the forefront of your mind. That's why it's better to meditate more frequently than it is for longer periods, because you're reminding yourself more often. Personally, I meditate 3 times a day, and I honestly wish I could meditate once per hour, but I've got a job and stuff. But yeah, ideally, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Essentially, the more practice you have, and then you can remain mentally balanced, and that is awesome. And that was the checkup. See, it's weird because I start off weird, so people are freaked out for the first minute, and then I smash you with good advice, and then obviously I get weird again. But let's go to the topic. The topic. Julius Reed delivering the topic like a champion. Today's topic is how to be happy. Obviously a very general topic here, but, I've got some notes here. I think it'll be good. Kind of getting a handy from, the special ed teacher. That's what it's about. In today's episode, I talk about happiness, how you can be happy. Here's the thing. Being happy is, I guess, no different to overcoming porn addiction. And the reason why it's not different is because these things are, in fact, symptoms. Like I've described on the website and on the podcast, porn addiction is just a symptom. The underlying cause is that you don't have control over your mind. And the same thing applies with happiness. In fact, it applies with a lot of things. It applies with, your emotions. It applies with your ambitions. Maybe you're not particularly ambitious. My inner Chinaman coming out there. Maybe not particularly ambitious. Well, it's not because you don't have ambition. It's because you haven't set yourself up so that you can be easily ambitious. And it's the same thing with overcoming porn addiction. If you put yourself in a situation, i.e., you're remaining mentally balanced. And, when you're mentally balanced, it becomes really easy to maintain everything becomes easy, as a matter of fact. It becomes easy to pursue your ambitions. It becomes easy to follow your goals. You're no longer fighting yourself. You're no longer, fighting your urges because you don't have any urges. That's the thing with mental balance. You can't both have urges and be mentally balanced. Either you're not mentally balanced and you're feeling all sorts of symptoms. Perhaps you're craving porn. Perhaps you're feeling depressed, or maybe you're feeling anxious, or you're in control. And when you're in control, you're basically you're not thinking about porn. You can't both be in control as well as have, those kinds of thoughts. Happiness is really no different to overcoming porn addiction. Both are symptoms, and yes, they are a symptom of having mental balance or not having mental balance, effectively. So if you're not happy, chances are, you don't have mental balance, because when you have mental balance, you're empowered, you're enabled, and you're truly happy when you have control over your mind, because you no longer feel helpless, you no longer feel victim to things which you do not have control over, such as your addiction, and you no longer have those pessimistic thoughts of like, well, I can't do it, blah blah blah. Instead, you feel empowered and you feel happy when you're empowered. This basically explains why that you'll rarely find happiness from things like sort of excessive ambition, or video games or other kinds of sort of addictive distractions. It's because these things inherently deride mental balance. So that's why, even if you keep playing video games, it's not going to make you happier, because the dopamine you get from the video games, obviously it's good for a while, but the longer you keep at it, it sort of just fades. And that's why you just need to keep playing longer and longer in order to get that hit. Of course, nothing wrong with video games at all, but it's just more trying to demonstrate that, it's not about pursuing dopamine. It's about pursuing balance. Balance is what's going to make you happy. Because, the problem is that, people are limited by what they know. And if all you know is distraction and, pursuing dopamine, then inherently, you're going to pursue it and think that this is what happiness is. You think happiness is this sort of temporary dopamine rush, when in fact, what you consider happiness is actually what is perpetuating the cycle. And that's what we want to avoid pretty much permanently. Stay away from the cycle. The cycle does not love you. The cycle's killing you, and it's a fail. Basically, if you want to be happy, pursue mental balance. In most cases, this means prioritizing your mental health. And if you can do that, you will stay on top of things. You will be strong. You will be read. Yay! Kids love being read. Being readed. Oh, I'm grabbing a kid. Obviously, I'm not actually grabbing a kid. I'm just saying it into the microphone. Oh, he's struggling. Timmy's struggling. I had to kick him in the head. Now he's dead, and I'm just going to put him out of his misery. That's right. I had to kill the child. Because, children are tasty. But you've got to kill him first. You don't want to eat a child while he's alive. That's just barbaric. You want to bullet to the head, and then obviously, see how it goes. Obviously, it was very sexual for me. Oh, making it weird, Julius Reed. So that was the end of the topic. The topic, which brings us to the beginning of the viewer mail. Gotta stop saying these creepy things. I'm not into kids or anything. I just find it funny because it's it's obviously so very wrong. And much like this viewer mail is also so very wrong. Today's viewer mail comes from Mia Parker from Flensburg, Germany. Ooh, how did the I don't know, I was trying to reference some sort of historical event from the 80s, when the wall fell. No one remembers the wall. So Mia Parker says, "Hello, Lord and Saviour Julius Reed. I wouldn't say I'm the sexiest person to have ever been born, but I'm pretty damn close. Would you be willing to masturbate to me?" Well, Mia, of course, the Reed would happily oblige. Let me just flip through these saucy pictures that you sent in. Okay, this looks doable, but wait. Actually, on second thought, you look kind of young in this picture. Is that a diaper, Mia? Are you trying to bait me? I'll masturbate to the picture when your mother is. Wait. I'm going to read this. I don't know what I said. Yeah, I'll masturbate to the picture where your mother is breastfeeding you, because what man can deny a lactating breast? But this picture of you in the diaper is incredibly inappropriate. That's right, it's a fail. Fail, Mia. Trying to pedophile bait me. How dare you? Do you have any older pictures of you? Maybe 10 and up? Joking! That's another fail. It's a sad time on the show. Definitely don't. This is a joke. Definitely don't send in those pictures under any circumstance. Like obviously I don't want to get in trouble, but I do want to push it real hard, Julie Thread. So yeah. Oh man, I'm crazy. So now obviously don't do this. In fact, don't do anything I ever say on the show. That's the only good bit of advice. Don't do anything I say on the show. It's clearly not okay. But here's a random thought. Is it still child porn if you Photoshop a child's face onto their now adult body? Correct answer, yes, probably it is. But I don't know why I wrote that, but it's just like, imagine like if I Photoshopped my 5-year-old face onto like my 20-year-old body, is it technically pedophilia? I mean, obviously, yeah, that's wrong. I definitely don't do that. That's so very wrong. Now, I want to clarify, child porn is wrong. Definitely don't look at that shit. Or Daddy Reed will have to come to your house and kill you. He's going to kill you, especially if you're a child, because then it's like, well, I don't know, is it legal for a kid to watch other kids having sex? I have no idea. I remember there was like God, this is confusing. It's like my stepdad, but not really my stepdad, but he had kids, and his kids were like telling me like kids in like grade 3 and shit were like having sex and like getting suspended. I'm like, what, grade 3? Like these kids are like 8. He's like, I was getting no action when I was 8. So yeah, obviously very jealous there. So yeah, definitely don't send in that shit. That's weird. But you know what's not weird? The outro. Facebook, Twitter, Discord, Reddit. Send in a review, the Castbox review thingy. If you'd like to send in a view mail, NeverFapDeluxe@gmail.com. Check out the website, NeverFapDeluxe.com. I do another podcast, The Writers Daily. Look after your mental health. Stay safe. COVID's coming for you, buddy. It's coming for you.